set to take on New Zealand in the 2023 Rugby World Cup final tomorrow. It has been a frantic morning for them. Earlier, they received a visit from Sports Minister Zizi Kodwa, and our sports editor, Vaylen Kirtley, was there to witness that. She joins us now. Vaylen, a lot of hype and buzz on social media, creative ways to cheer the Boks on with dances and all sorts of things. And, of course, we heard a little earlier today President Cyril Ramaphosa also saying that he will be in France to give the Boks that extra bit of support. What's it looking like ahead of that big game?
Thank you very much, Mpho. And our Sports Minister, Zizi Kodwa, when he addressed the media at the captain's run today in Dumont at the Stade de France, where the Springboks have been training for the last 2 weeks, he was so optimistic to say that President Cyril Ramaphosa is coming to France so he can lift the Webb Ellis Trophy along with the Springboks. Although there is an All Blacks team, a confident-looking All Blacks team, a team that has certainly grown since the August warm-up match, where they suffered their heaviest defeat to South Africa, 35-7 in Twickenham. It seemed like a completely different outfit, and that's the team that South Africa goes up against, and that's what stands in their way of setting a number of different records. Either one of these teams, whoever wins this trophy, will become record 4-time world champions. South Africa going for a back-to-back world crown, something that only New Zealand has been able to do previously. Two arch rivals currently ranked first, South Africa in the world and New Zealand second in the world. The bookies have it as slight favorites, the All Blacks. But many here are divided one way or the other. And after seeing how South Africa have managed to go into the deepest, darkest places and still pull out a victory, gives many hope that they will be able to see past the All Blacks and set those records. So yes, lots of excitement here in France as well, especially with all the South Africans that are coming in and haven't been here, like a lot of the journalists covering the tournament from the very beginning that have been coming from South Africa. They come with a renewed vigor, certainly driven on that wave that you're seeing from home and across South Africa. The videos that you mentioned before online of people getting behind the Boks, people wearing whatever they can if they can't afford the Springbok jersey, wearing anything green and gold on a Friday to celebrate Springbok Friday, is something that has pretty much over the last 2 weeks come out from various players that have addressed the media, saying they see all the messages and they deeply, deeply are appreciative of it, and they play for South Africa. A lot of the questions in the build-up to the test match tomorrow were about what is the motivation? Is it a 4-time world crown back-to-back, just playing against New Zealand in the Rugby World Cup final, the personal accolades that will come from that, and the platform that lays for each and every single one of the individual players that will take onto the field to further their own careers. But each and every single one of the South African players have said that they do it for so much more than themselves. You'll remember after the 2019 Rugby World Cup final, Rassie Erasmus took us into the dressing room pre-game and said that he told the players that playing in a rugby match is not pressure. Pressure is not having food to eat. Pressure is wondering how you're going to get to school, to work the next day. Pressure is thinking about how you will feed your family, feed your children, where you will get a job, how to tackle gender-based violence in South Africa. These are the kinds of social ills that still weigh our country down so heavily, and it's something that the Springboks look as playing a Rugby World Cup final is not pressure and it's nothing to complain about. Actually, they use it as motivation to be able to play for the nation, to bring hope into some people's lives, a glimmer of hope where some are living in dire conditions. And it seems as if 4 years on, that motivation hasn't changed one little bit, despite all the records that may be waiting on the other side of the final whistle here at the Stade de France tomorrow evening. All the players, coaches, coaching staff, the management saying exactly the same thing. They're motivated to do it for South Africa, to bring a glimmer of hope to the country. So that is the kind of sense that we're getting here in the build-up to the Rugby World Cup final, which will take place right here at the Stade de France in Tanzania. Kickoff is at 9 p.m. tomorrow evening. In fact, there is actually a match this evening. It is the bronze medal matchup between Argentina and England, as those two nations play off for third place. But for the South Africans, all focus is on tomorrow. And as we speak about records, there's a couple of personal accolades too. Vaylen Kirtley, our wing, is turning 30. He was born on the 28th of October in 1993. So he was asked about celebrating his birthday and his 30th cap in during such a massive match as a Rugby World Cup final against the All Blacks. And this is what he had to say.
Yeah, it's another year, another blessing for me, but to be quite honest, I don't think it's about me or celebrating my birthday. Yes, grateful for another year in my life, but to be standing where I am today, to go out tomorrow to represent my country, it's more than anything for me. So yeah, super grateful for the opportunity to do so and celebrate my birthday, but my main focus will be tomorrow night, going out on the field and just express this wonderful talent that I've been given and just do my utmost best, to be quite honest. So yeah, definitely looking forward to it. And just to the public, our country, all the videos, the coaches, the players have shared amongst each other, and the excitement that we can see at the back home is incredible, to be quite honest. We got to see a few clips this morning, and it just brought a few tears amongst each other, and to see South Africa making a plan in every regard, no matter what the circumstances are, whatever the difficulty is back home, that as South Africans will always make a plan for each other, to watch the Springboks, to make something inspirational and pull something together. So yeah, just as a Springbok and as a player for South Africa, just really humbled with all the videos we received, and hopefully us, when we go out to that field, we can do our country proud, we can do the people proud of South Africa, and we're just really thankful for all their support. Doesn't go unnoticed at all.
That's Vaylen Kirtley, Springbok wing, speaking about the fact that he'll be celebrating his 30th birthday tomorrow evening. And it is a big day for South African fans, for those supporting South Africa, because there certainly are many rugby fans that have chosen to support the Springboks. In fact, the Minister of Sport inviting those from the UK and France, the two nations that South Africa defeated, to seal their place in the Rugby World Cup final, inviting them too to come and support South Africa in the final against New Zealand. That match takes place tomorrow. Tonight it's all about the bronze medal match. It is England, who were defeated by a single point by South Africa last weekend on Saturday. They will go up against Argentina, who were defeated quite comprehensively by the All Blacks, 44-6 at the stadium just a week ago. Michael Cheika has made 3 changes to his starting 15 for the team that will face off against England. Marcus Creamer will be a massive player and figure for the Argentines once again. The flanker has played the most minutes of any of his teammates. In fact, he's played the most minutes of any player at this Rugby World Cup. But there were a couple of really weak areas that Argentina and Michael Cheika, their coach, will have to turn around against an England team who, for 65 minutes, played a near perfect game against South Africa in their semi-final, if they are to come out with a bronze medal. Argentina went into made 9 entries into the red zone, the zone where they can actually score points. That was just 1 less than New Zealand, but they were completely inefficient in turning those entries into any points. Also conceded 14 turnovers and missed 50 tackles. So those are a couple of the areas that Michael Cheika and his team will have to clean up as they go up against Steve Borthwick's England, and Borthwick himself making a raft of changes to the team that were defeated by South Africa. 5 in the forwards and 3 in the back line. And Marcus Smith, after he missed out in the match against South Africa due to head injury assessments and missing out on being cleared from a concussion. He missed out on the South Africa semi-final. He makes his return at fullback as Freddie Stewart, who stood in for him at 15 over the last weekend. He moves over to wing. So that match kicks off, this evening kicks off here at the Stade de France at 9 p.m. But here on Newzroom Afrika, we'll keep you up to date with everything that happens in the World Cup and around it.